whenever people offer me, I go for auditions, but I realize that I'm not good in positive roles. I can't emote. I can't cry. I can't be like saddy. I can't be helpless, because normally in my personal life also I'm not like that.
You're strong.
I'm very strong. I don't like people cribbing or crying in any situation. I just want to fight. I'm a fighter. So for me, that positive character like Rona, Dhona, I just can't do it. I can't relate to women who cry. I want to take charge of the situation and just fight for it.
Hi, Mreenal.
Hi.
Thank you for being here on the Real Voice podcast.
Thank you, Krishna, for inviting me.
It's our pleasure. You
My
have
pleasure.
been a TV actress for the past 2 decades. You are a fitness influencer on Instagram, and girl, do you influence. And you've had some really cool cameos in extremely successful TV shows like Naagin and Ishqbaaz.
No, Ishqbaaz was not a cameo, but yeah.
It was your role. It was a long-standing role.
For 4.5 years, I was on Ishqbaaz and Dil Bole Ubero.
Yeah, and tell me more about those roles and tell me about your experience.
For the first time in my life, I did a positive role in Ishqbaaz and Dil Bole Ubero. Earlier, before that, I was only into negative. Everybody used to offer me only negative roles. So for me, this was a very big opportunity to be that type of character. And the character was so good. Like, she was a very strong woman. She was a role model for many people, but she was very, very sad and frustrated in life. And her life was very painful. Like, her husband was going around with somebody. He had a mistress. So, and she became an alcoholic after that. So her journey was really very sad. So I portrayed that character, and I'm very, very thankful to God that Gul ma'am gave me that role. She thought that I will be doing. And otherwise, in my personal life, I am not into alcohol. But still, for me, it was a very big challenge. That role was a very challenging role because I have to behave that I'm drunk all the time. And you have to be sad, and after doing that role, I can relate to people, relate to that type of women who get married to a rich man and what their life is. So miserable because they get married for money or whatever, or their husbands are with other people. So actually, after doing that role, my fan following increased. Women can relate to me after that character. Before that, I was doing negative. But because of this character. So yeah, it was a very important thing in my life.
Yeah, wow. And you touched upon some really interesting things. Like one thing being that, it was a positive character, a good quote unquote character.
Very goody, and
but also
I got
complex.
a lot of sympathy because of that character.
Because perhaps she was a very complex character, and a lot of times in especially Indian television, it's very polarizing. You're either good or bad, and if you're a good character, you only do good things. But from what your experience and how the character grows, it was, yes, she had, a goodness in her heart, but the way she developed because of circumstance, you end up doing sometimes things that aren't good for you. And that complexity is rare to find.
Yeah, and on TV.
On TV.
Nobody has done something like that. I played a woman who was alcoholic. So usually people don't like women who drink. But I got a lot of sympathy, and women can relate to my character. Because so many women in India are living that life. And still people loved me for that character. Usually in the society, women, if they drink, people don't like them, right? But yeah.
So why do you think your character stood out to them?
Because first of all, she was a very good person. She was very strong. She was a very nice woman, but she doesn't know what to do with her life because she was frustrated because she was in love with her husband, but she couldn't control her husband. So she doesn't know what to do, so she started drinking. But end of the day, she was a good woman. That's the reason people loved her.
She was a good woman in a lot of pain.
Yes.
And
so
she didn't-
Yeah, so it was a pain actually. She was not happy about it, but she doesn't know what to do with her life. So that path was not right. But end of the day, she was a good woman. So people love that.
Do you miss the character once the
Of course, it was very close to my heart because I really worked hard. Because for me, a positive character, positive role, and that too, it was a very, very big challenge for me. It took me a week. I remember in the beginning, um that type of the way she talks. It took me a week to actually understand how to talk because you have to behave as if you are drunk all the time.
the slurring?
Yes, like she's high all the time, day, night, all the time. So it was a very challenging role. People can hate me also for that, but somehow it was a very famous character. And then love scenes and romantic and romance. I've done so much on that show. So yeah, very memorable character.
Was it challenging to make a character who has fallen from, in the eyes of society,
Of course,
lovable?
it was challenging because you don't know how people will react. People can hate you also, people can love you also. But somehow people saw some goodness in her. So slowly, slowly, people started loving that character. They understood her pain, ki why she's drinking. So there is so much in her. She can't explain. There's nobody who can understand her. Nobody listens to her. Because for them, she's an alcoholic. But nobody was understanding ki why she was drinking. Why? Nobody tried to understand that. So that was the pain which people saw in her. And they related to that character. And because of that character, because of that, people loved that character.
And I think that's a testament to, of course, great writing and great.
Yeah, I am really thankful to my team, my stylist, my makeup, my hair, my dialogue writer, my screenwriter, my producers, everybody. And that show was a hit because it was so up to the mark. Everybody was stylish, everybody was good looking. They really worked hard on everybody.
Yeah.
And I used to get best of clothes because that character was such. So I was very happy wearing different type of, jewelry and clothes and style. I mean, I loved it.
It sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
But so, what part of yourself personally did you bring to the character?
My pain, you know what? In the beginning, I couldn't do that type of acting. But then later on, like when I was shooting, I used to go to the gym 5 o'clock. I used to get up and come back, and then by 8:30 I have to be on sets. So I was always very tired and sleepy. So I used that for my character. That tiredness and the sleepiness.
The lethargy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people actually used to think tumne pee to nahi rakhi hai, but actually it was my tiredness and I was always, because I used to get up at 5, work for 12, 14 hours, and then I was doing 2 shows. So I was always tired. So sabko laga that I'm in that character, but actually I used my sleepiness in my character. And yeah, pain and helplessness. So many things actually. Yeah. While doing it, you remember your experiences in life, and then you put it in your character.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
It is
Yeah, it is
the
important.
process.
Yes. You have to be in that character that if I'm married to a rich man who has a mistress, who doesn't love me, who doesn't respect me, and in the same house she is there and so I can understand the pain. Anybody. So that pain was there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And you are, you've been, as I said, in this industry for like around 2 decades. How have you seen it change from when you started till today?
I think lot of things have changed now. I began in the industry as a outsider. So I have to start from theatre, And then I have to come into movies and ads. I did film festival movies, and then finally I came on TV. But now things have changed now. So now it's very easy to come because there are so many platforms now, OTT platforms, social media. So anybody can show their skills. They can show their talent. It's so easy because there are so many platforms. Earlier back then, there was only theater, ads and movies or TV. So now OTT may new people can come up. You don't have to be experienced. So right now, this is the best phase of best phase for everybody. In fact, for technicians and everybody.
That's really encouraging to
because-
hear.
Yeah, OTT platforms are the best right now. You can see all newcomers are there. Earlier, it was so difficult to get roles because very few TV shows are there, and they only want to work with people who are experienced or from theater. But now things have really changed now because of the digitalization. So,
And you mentioned that before your role in Ishqbaaz, you were mostly given, negative roles. And so were you worried that it was going to typecast you, or did you enjoy those roles? Because also a lot of the times we see the negative roles having, like, their backstories are just phenomenal, sometimes, and they have equal amounts of complexity, and they can be equally challenging to play. So I'd love to hear how you perceived the roles that you were getting, requested for.
I used to wonder why people used to give me only negative roles. Later in my life, I realized why. Because I don't look like a normal Indian woman. Usually on TV, the heroine is very simple, seedi saadi.
Quiet.
Yeah,
Is
very
that
shy.
something?
And my personality is not like that. I look very strong. I work out a lot. So my body, I don't look typical Indian. So people don't know what to do with me. So they used to give me negative roles. So to start with, I started doing negative. But later in my life, I said, no, I'm bored. So I used to say no to the shows. And I want to do positive. So whenever people offer me, I go for auditions. But I realized that I'm not good in positive roles. I can't emote. I realized I was giving my best. But I know I'm not the best. I was trying hard. So then I started I think I'm good in negative characters. So I started playing again negative characters.
But to have that level of self-awareness, to say that, okay, even though it's something I want, I'm not the best at it. That's something that we don't see in a lot of actors in this space.
See, we all know I know a lot about myself, that what I'm good in and what I'm bad in, how much in few departments I have to really work hard. Few emotions are very bad, few emotions I'm in very good. So I know about myself that I'm not very good in emoting. I can't cry. I can't be like saddy. I can't be helpless, because normally in my personal life also I'm not like that.
You're strong.
I'm very strong. I don't like people cribbing or crying in any situation. I just want to fight. I'm a fighter. So for me, that positive character like Rona, Dhona, I just can't do it. I can't relate to women who cry. I want to take charge of the situation and just fight for it.
And you said something really interesting to that effect just earlier, where you said you came off as too strong to be a protagonist character for women, as a woman. And do you think that now, today, the way we view women characters has allowed for strong women like you to be the leads? Or do you think somewhere we're still stuck in the past a little bit, where, especially with TV, we want women to be on the demure side?
Actually, our society really loves positive characters because usually men don't like strong women, because they don't know how to handle them. In my personal life also, I experienced that. They don't like them. But in TV shows, they like it because they are watching. But अगर आप उनको कहो कि शादी कर लो ऐसी strong women से, तो I'm sorry, they will not get married to a strong woman.
And why do you think that is?
Because every man can't handle strong women. They like that they dominate girls. They like that if whatever they will say, she has to do it types. So men like that. Indian men like that. Mano ya na mano. Nobody wants to be with a strong woman.
Do you think that's changing?
Of course, that's the reason I got married.
You did
Because my-
recently. You got married.
Yes, and my husband is
Congratulations.
thank you so much. And my husband is very, very mentally, physically stronger than me. So that's the reason he is my husband. Because I couldn't find somebody who was stronger than me mentally. So nobody can handle me. So he's the one. So it's so difficult for somebody who is very strong to find a man who is stronger than you or strong like you. Very difficult. I couldn't find any. And I've not seen anybody who is strong. They look strong, they show they are strong, but actually they are not.
And when you say strong here, what exactly do you mean by strength?
Your ethics, your principles, you have to be independent in your thoughts. Not physically. I'm not talking about physically strong. I'm talking about mentally. People are not mentally strong. Very few men who are strong. And I really respect them.
And as an actress in this industry, you have to be strong and thick-skinned, don't you, to an extent?
Oh, no, not really. It's just that if you are lucky, you get an opportunity, doesn't mean you have to be strong for that. I'm strong since the beginning.
Right.
My approach, my attitude is different from others. That's the reason I realized that I'm different from other women. I'm not. I mean, all my life I was thinking, everybody used to say, Mreenal, you are different, you're different. I didn't realize why they say I'm different. But later in my life, I realized that I'm not a normal any other girl. I am strong. I'm different. So, yeah, you don't have to be strong. And otherwise, actually, everybody is strong. Everybody fight their own battles all the time. Who is not strong? To stay in this industry or to stay in this world, you have to be strong. Otherwise, people will use you and misuse you.
And how did you develop your sense of strength and sense of self?
I think since the childhood, I was different. My siblings, nobody is like me. They are not like me. The way I think, they never thought that. In the beginning, from the very beginning, I saw men dominate women, which I never liked. So I never want to get married to a man. I remember when I was very small, I was like 12 or 13. Since then, I've seen in my family that women get married just because they are doing well, they are rich, and they just get married. I don't want to get married. I want to get married for love, for some good reason, not for money.
To have a partnership?
Yeah, there should be more than money. Why do people stay? Something should be there. No, it's not about money. So this is the way I used to think since the beginning. And nobody in my family used to think like that. So I always thought ki I have to become something or I will get married to somebody for the right reason. And that was love. So I think from the beginning only, yeah. So I want to make a difference.
Did you have to deal with men who were imposing when you got started in this industry? Like men who were dominating?
Time.
And how did you deal with that?
I just used to run away from the situation. I was not very desperate to work because for me that work was not that important. I mean, it is important, but not more than my dignity or my character. So if I'm not getting anything and I know what they are expecting, I don't want it only. No problem. It's okay. Some other project or something. So I was not desperate. I did not sound desperate. So nobody can do anything about it. Somebody offered you. You said no. What anybody can do? Nothing. So this is the way you run away from the situation or from people.
And did the entire Me Too movement that unfolded not too long ago affect anything in in the industry for you personally, or even in your outlook of how
Me
things
too, tak to
function?
meri baat pahunchi nahi, because I don't think so it will ever happen to me. I can't even see myself there, that Me Too thing will ever happen. वो first step में the person will be out. So Me Too will never happen to me.
But did you feel like there was an impact on the industry?
I was so happy with this movement that at least men will be, they'll have some fear. But its Me Too movement is a flop actually, according to me, because how much you can stop, everywhere it's there. You can't stop. It's a failure. Everybody is doing the same thing, but nobody talks about it. And women, only why few women are coming on TV. It happens to everybody. And all the men are like that. It's just that कि अब वो डर गए हैं. They are very afraid of digital, like WhatsApp and this and that. So now they are very careful. But this Me Too happens everywhere. But it's a failure, total failure.
Is there anything that you think that would help this stop?
I think women should, they should be confident about themselves. They should believe in themselves, and they should know where to draw the line. They should not behave they are desperate, or they should believe in themselves. That's it. Why to go the right path, go the long way? Why do you take shortcuts? It will not lead to anywhere. And it's about business. So they should understand that you are not special. There are 100 girls. You're not special. Show me you are special. They are using you. And people who talk big, they will never ever give you work. For work, you have to audition. You have to show your skill set. You have to show your talent. Because end of the day, you have to work for 12 hours every day. So by doing something wrong, you will not, nobody will cast you for that. So they should understand. Going to parties and thinking that I'm going for a party, tomorrow they'll give you work. Everybody's partying. So many girls are there. But no, they will not give you work. You will get work because you are talented, or because you are lucky, or you know acting, or whatever. But not because you compromise or whatever. So I think women should understand that. Not women, girls.
People.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you ever lost out on roles that you really wanted?
Of course. All the time. Yeah. Because of the location, maybe because of money, maybe because of the approach, maybe because of the attitude, maybe because of the terms and conditions of the production house. So, yeah, yeah.
Is it tough to give up a role you really want?
Of course. Because you can do better, you can relate to that character, and you fall in love when you give an audition. You know that, okay, this is what I want, I fit in. So you're excited about it, because if you're not excited about a character, you will not work. I mean, if I have to be excited. If I'm not excited, then how will I work 25 days or 15 days a month every day for 12 hours? So yeah, dukh to hota hi hai, definitely.
So, in the future or today, right, what kind of roles do you hope to be able to get?
I really want to work on OTT platform, because you can do so much there. You can play a politician, you can play a cop, you can play anybody. So there's so much to do on OTT. TV mein you are only about negative or positive character. So you're stuck there since years. I'm doing this for years now. So I really want to do something different.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Until you pointed it out, I hadn't realized, but you're right. TV is very
TV is only
black
about
and white.
Yeah, matlab same character. You'll be a mother-in-law, you'll be a mother.
It hasn't
negative.
changed.
It's the same. Still, it's the same. Yeah. Same conflict, same thing, everything for years now. But in OTT, you can do so many characters. It's not that key. You have to be the lead. But it's so nice to play different characters in every web series. So, yeah.
So in some way, the OTT platforms and has given birth and opportunity to
Yes,
more diverse
absolutely.
women,
For
female characters.
for new actors, for new people, new technicians. Anybody can do. So it's a really very, very good thing for the industry. It's a boom.
And have you been auditioning for?
Currently, I'm
Interesting.
not because right now I just got married recently, which I always want to, which was my goal in my life to get married. We all know about it. So I got married, so I'm just enjoying my phase of life, and I don't want to work for 25 days a month because then there's no life. And yeah, 15 days is fine, but not 25. So right now I'm not taking up anything because like web series also I have to say no for few because they want 25 days a month and that to 6 months. So currently I'm waiting for something which will, I think I can work like 12, 15 days, 15, 16 days. So let's see.
Something that inspires you to.
Yeah, and the location should not be very far because, it sounds so bad that, I have, till now, I have refused 25, 30, 35 shows till now after lockdown because the location was like Naigaon, Umargaon, which is like very, very far. So you'll not have any life. And I just got married now. So I want to enjoy this phase of my life right now.
Yeah.
Well, I can go back to acting. I can do, and if good opportunity, I still can. But the dates thing, I can't because I travel a lot now. So, and I have to give time because I want to give time. So it's like that.
But it's great to be in a space where you can pick and choose the work you want to do. The
I was
projects.
always picky. I've not done too much of work, but whatever I've done it with my full heart, and I've done it. Yeah, very dedicatedly I've done, but not a lot of work. But I was always very choosy. If I can't see myself in that character, I won't do it.
And you've made the transition from TV actress to a fitness influencer on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not very, very active. I'm not very active on social media. I mean, for a few days I'm active, then I'm not, then I'm active, then I'm not. I get bored. I mean, what I'm trying to do. Sometimes I feel ki since long I'm doing the same thing. So I get bored with my face. I get bored with myself. Ki what am I providing to people? Why people are watching me? Why they are following me? I think,
Why do you think people follow you?
I really don't know. Earlier, people used to relate to me because of my characters. Now, I'm not even working. So I always think, I mean, what people want to know because I'm not saying anything, I'm not showing anything. So yeah, I wonder why people love me or why people follow me. It's genuinely, I think so.
In my experience as a consumer of content, I think people follow actors who've played roles that one they've resonated with, but also whom they can see has brought something very personal to a role. And perhaps they still resonate with you personally, even though you've outgrown that role.
I'm really thankful to them, but I seriously ask myself ki why. Because I don't talk much on social media, but now I'll make an effort to talk to my fans, talk to people. So yeah, I'm working on it because I really want to talk now.
Is there something?
And this is my first time I'm talking.
Well, we're honored.
My pleasure.
And is there anything specifically that comes to mind? Anything that you want to say to people? Anything that you want people to know about you as an individual?
I have so much to say actually. You have to ask.
What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I have so much to say. I usually don't talk. I'm in a shell all the time. I only show people what I want to show. I don't show my weaker side, my vulnerable side. I show people that I'm strong and this and that. So people don't know what I go through or how much hard work I do for whatever I do. I'm very passionate about whatever I do. If I'm working, I'm on my sets, I'm acting or I'm working out or I really give my 100%. If I don't give my 100%, I don't do it. And if I don't love it, I don't do it. And if I do, it means I love it. So I'm very passionate about everything in my life. So I have so much to say, but it's just that if somebody asks me, then I'll talk. Otherwise, I don't know where to start from.
Would you like to show people and talk more about your vulnerable side? And
Yes, I'm trying. Yes, I want to talk now. Because nobody knows who Mreenal is. Till now, they only know about my characters. But now I want to come up as Mreenal. Who is Mreenal? So I'm working on it.
are you still figuring out who Mreenal is as well?
No, I know myself, but it's just that how to come in front of the people. I mean, in front of the camera. So how to present myself. But definitely I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it.
You're saying that you want to now open up to people, share about your actual experiences, your journey as an actor in fitness, as an individual, personally.
Yeah, about
health,
everything. About everything. I want to open up, like
Yeah.
what I think, what are my thoughts,
Yeah.
who am I, what I like, what I don't, what is right, what is wrong, according to me. So yes, why not?
And if you could give your fans, right, like one little tidbit about who you are, what would it be?
I'm actually a very nice person. Genuinely, I'm very genuine. And that's the reason people love me. I don't hurt anybody. I don't cheat on anybody. I'm very open, very, very straightforward. And very few people are like me. If I'm wrong, openly I'll say I'm wrong. If I'm sorry about something, I don't have any ego. I'll say sorry. I don't have any issues. So I'm very straight. Very few people are like me who are very straight and open about what they are.
And do you have any piece of advice for people who are looking to get into acting?
Yes, lot of. Actually, half the time people come for glamour. And that's not the... glamour there's no glamour. It's only hard work. You have to be very consistent and you have to be very passionate about acting. Otherwise, don't come. And you don't even know when you will be successful or when you will get a role. You never know. Maybe you are talented, maybe you're not. But still, there should be some plan B in your life. If it doesn't work, then what? Because I've seen so many people for years, they are struggling, and they think they can make it, and still it's not happening. And they are miserable. So you should always have a plan B. And financially, you should be sound. Your finances should be there. Because end of the day, money will be with you. And if you have money, then friends, family, everybody will be there. Otherwise, nobody will support you. So before you come in this industry, and you should be ready to do hard work. Hard work, you have to be very consistent of. You work or you don't work. Every day, you have to work hard. I believe every actor, I always thought that I'm a fighter, I'm a soldier. I have to be prepared for my war. Or my war was audition or shoot. So, you have to be always ready. You never know when an audition comes, when you have to shoot. So be prepared. So that's the reason I was so disciplined. That's why I did not do late nights, because your body will be used to late nights then. And when a shoot comes, you can't get up or this and that. So it's a soldier's life. You have to be prepared all the time. And you don't even know what will happen. You will get a role or not or whatever. So I think you should have some plan. And especially men. Women, they get married. What about men? You have a family, then you get married, then you have kids. What about your finances? The plan B is very, very important. So please, and security, mental security. You should have real people around you, because every day people will reject you. You'll be disappointed. And then you will be into alcohol, drugs, and women, sex. Because there will be nobody. When you leave your family, leave your city, your country, and you come back, you're alone here. So if you don't have your loved ones with you, you don't have money, then very difficult to survive here. So these money, finances, and mental security is very important to sustain.
Thank you for just giving that to us straight. 'Cause
Yeah,
not a lot of people say that. Not a lot of people talk
no, but
about
it's so
it.
important to be with your loved ones because you're alone in the city. Nobody's yours. You're nobody. Nobody's bothered about you.
And
Nobody cares.
It can be so lonely.
Of course, if you don't have your people and if you don't have money. So two things are very important.
Yeah. Well, Mreenal, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you.
I love talking to you, Krishna.
Thank
so
you.
much.
That's
Pleasure
very
having
kind.
me here. Thank
And, good luck with everything that's to come. I know it's going to be wonderful things.
you. Thank you so much.